Hi, everybody. I do not usually go live here, but I am seeing how this works. My name is Natalie. This is Natalie Levin Astrology. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to talk about the astrology for the coming week and see how that feels to you all. Right now it is August 26th. It's Saturday at 12:05 p. Oh no, it's almost 1 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. And I want to really honor that I'm hearing from a lot of you that it's feeling like quite an intense time. And today, particularly Saturday, is a little extra right now. Anne Orderly, who's one of the astrologers I love so much, said that it can feel extra dense today on Saturday. And for me, I am feeling that Uranus is continuing to slow down. The moon is in Capricorn, which I will say I'm enjoying because there's some sort of a grounding, I'm settled into my body. I'm settling into a little more of the physical with the Capricorn moon, which is an earth moon. So that feels supportive to me. I wonder how it's feeling for you. And because Capricorn feels like, this is what comes up for me. Capricorn energy, the emotion, everybody's emotional world collectively is being influenced by the Capricorn moon. And there's an invitation. People feel like they want to get things done and make things happen. And I know there's a lot of people, at least here on the East Coast of the United States, trying to get ready for back to school and run errands and procure items. And they're doing that while there is a Mercury retrograde occurring. And so not just Mercury, it's also Venus and Chiron and Neptune and Saturn and Pluto are all retrograde. And they're doing it, they're trying to get things done and accomplish things while also Mars is at the grand finale of Virgo. So it's like this energy for, I feel like I have to make this happen. I've got to make it happen. And at the same time, if you're not going out into the world and expecting that there are probably going to be traffic delays, obstacles, you're not going to be able to find what you're looking for, it can result in a feeling of great frustration and therefore short-temperedness. This is for Saturday, and the moon is Mars and the moon are actually in a square. So that is, I invite you to really, when you go out into the world, to be gentle with yourself, and also allow yourself to have lots of time and space, if possible, around what you're planning to do, and to hold loosely to your plans. Hold loosely to them. When you feel this perhaps great irritation or fury bubbling up. Oh, I saw someone sent me a heart on the live. That's so nice. Hi, thank you. I can't see who's watching, but thank you. When you feel the bubbling up of fury today on the 26th, on Saturday, if that happens, can you pause and take some big full breaths and invite yourself to slow down a little bit? Slow it down and see what more might you have more access to some inner ocean of ease that you didn't know you had by slowing down. So that's coming up for me on Saturday as I continue to move through Saturday evening, this is Saturday. This is a week long. I'm going to go through the days of the week and see what comes up for me. Saturday with the moon squaring Mars and Mars at the final degree of Virgo it just feels like a lot of energy that wants to pop. And what can you do to ground down into the earth to invite a little less of a popping in your own being? This is a rhetorical question. Again, for me, it's like I did a yoga pose that it's called child's pose, and I let my forehead rest. And the invitation is maybe the frontal lobe of the brain, which is so active, gets to quiet down by resting in the front of the skull. You get to take what you like and leave the rest about what I say. As we wake up on Sunday, the moon will no longer be squaring Mars, which I think will be a little bit of a nice respite. And we wake up Sunday and it's like, okay, I'm going to continue to try to get things done with this Capricorn moon. Keep in mind that there is a continuous slowing down of Uranus in these days. And again, many people are feeling a lot of anxiety and high level buzzing. I know I am with the Uranus station. And also there's an invitation to keep in mind that the planets are always moving. So on Sunday at about, at like 11 a.m., Mars will land in Libra, which is relationships. Let me see if it shows exactly when he's going to land in Libra. Mars, actually by about like 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. So Mars will land in Libra, and Mars in Libra, this will be a new flavor. It's not going to be as much. My fantasy is it's not going to feel as much like, oh, I have to get so much done. I have to check so many things off the list. Now there will be an invitation to you to notice where you feel aggressive or like you have to be the savior in relationship. It can be relationship with yourself, relationship with your job, relationship with other people. How do you want to proceed in your relationships with everything, knowing that the planet of impulse and hero aggression is in the sign of relationships. So this is a new growth in opportunity. I'm honestly a little tired of growth opportunities right now. And I remind myself that there is a wonderful being, me, who chose to incarnate at this time and get to have these experiences as a human. So that when I'm able to step back into that might be helpful also as Uranus is continuing to station this week. Sunday it's more like, okay, let's see, what else can I check off lists here as Sunday night continues. Not really check off lists, but like do the next right thing. What's the next right thing that you want to do in your day on Sunday? And then as we go to Monday morning, as we wake up Monday morning, the moon will be cojoined with Pluto, which can feel quite dense. You might feel it building up in the night. I don't know what Sunday night's going to feel like for you, but invite yourself to, I keep saying this, to allow lots of space and time for yourself while all of these planets are retrograde, while Uranus is stationing, as we move into Monday morning with the moon and Pluto conjunct. I think some people are starting school. Maybe some schools are starting college on Monday. And it's okay if you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel really heavy. I feel really dense. That makes sense to me. We also have been going along with no air in the skies. Now we have Mars in Libra, so there will be an ability to take some breaths, perhaps. Like I can allow myself to do that right now. Take some breaths, and then the moon will soon leave this conjunction with Pluto by like mid-morning on Monday, and he'll move into an air sign of Aquarius, which I am looking forward to, so that there can be some more breaths taken. Can there be some more breaths taken on Monday? Can you allow the image of air to envelop you? For me, it's like almost like I'm putting cushions of air around me when the moon lands in an air sign so that the impact of what it's like to be human right now is a little softer. Does that imagery work for you? I'm wondering. I'm curious. The moon and Mars will be trining, so you might feel on Monday like you have I'm hoping like some energy, a little like, because I know for me it's been quite a heavy, slow, dense experience being in my body in the past few weeks, and I'm hoping that the Mars moon trine on Monday is like, okay, I have a little bit of get up and go. Because I personally haven't felt that, and I wonder how you are feeling. I wonder if you've been feeling that. The Sun in Virgo and Mercury in Virgo, it's a dichotomy. It's like I feel like I want to get things done, and I just can't quite do it because there's so many retrograde planets. It's not like blame the retrograde planets, but it can feel like that sometimes. So I invite you to know that is to be expected when everything is retrograde. So many planets retrograde, it can feel like, oh my gosh, I just can't. It's very hard to make forward motion. And yes, it is and there are people who say, oh my goodness, I don't want to sign a contract while all these planets are retrograde. And I would like to offer up that it's okay to sign contracts and to expect that there will be revisions of them. Like it's not necessarily set in stone. The retrogrades invite in rewords, revise, revisit, reorganize, resystemize. And on Tuesday, as you wake up, Uranus will be stationed. So I know often we feel the buildup of the station, and then when it actually stations, it's not as like, oh, okay, I've been feeling this, and it's just like, okay, here I am, I'm in the full station. Yes, there's lightning and electricity, depending on where it's landing for your chart. There's lightning and electricity coursing through the physical, your Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus, and this is on Tuesday. So, and the station lasts a little while. So I know for me, also something that's been feeling helpful during this week, is imagining that there's a lot of space behind my heart as well. Sometimes we lead very much with the front of the heart. Can I invite, when I teach yoga, I do teach yoga. We often have heard, open up your heart. And can there also be an invitation to open up the back of the heart at this time so that doesn't get neglected? I wonder how that lands with you. If you feel like commenting at any time, either on the replay or while you're listening now, I welcome that and no pressure. So Tuesday, I feel like is all about feeling the Uranus stopping. Mm-hmm. He's just like hanging out. He's stationed, and then we go to sleep Tuesday night. And the moon on Tuesday is still in Aquarius, so there is air. You can take some big breaths. Big, full breaths. And then when you wake up Wednesday, Uranus will be retrograde officially. And I feel like that might feel like some sort of a relief, as opposed to this buildup of, oh my gosh, he's slowing down. Uranus doesn't have a gender. It's slowing down. It's slowing down. No, now he's retrograde. And the moon is at the grand finale on Wednesday morning of Aquarius. And here goes the moon along. And it's about to, as Wednesday morning, as we move into like Wednesday at 12, the moon will become conjunct with Saturn in Pisces. And we're moving into a full moon in Pisces experience at 7 degrees of Pisces. So let me see when that full moon is when you're going to feel it resonating in your charts. Yeah, I think it's happening around 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Full moon in Pisces. Lots of sensitivity, tenderness. You feel so much. Allow, if you can, the water element, the tears, if tears come to flow, tears of joy, tears of laughter, tears of love, tears of sadness. Can you invite those to emerge? It can feel like you might be holding so much pressure in this week, and can the full moon be a popping energy that allows you to soften, open, and let go, and allow there to be some sort of a river. Tears are a really amazing way to move energy. So what would it be like for you to allow the energy to move and flow through you? It doesn't have to be on the full moon. This is in general. And Thursday, as we awaken, you might on Thursday wake up feeling like a hangover, a full moon hangover. Like, oh my God, what just happened last night? That was really intense. I felt so much. I'm still feeling a little bit like under the influence. Like I feel like I took some sort of a sleeping pill and I can't wake up from it. That makes sense. If you feel something like that on Thursday, if you drink caffeine, I'm maybe that will work. I'm not sure. With a transit like this, sometimes caffeine doesn't even really do much. I am finding with all the Uranus energy that not drinking caffeine is feeling really helpful. And it was really hard to get off it. Really, really hard. And now I am like, I'm going to stay far away from it right now because I don't need any other stimulation in my inner world. Yeah, I hope this is feeling helpful. So I find that the Pisces moon that will be in on Thursday also can be an invitation to go into some sort of a daydream state, imagination, allowing. I also want to say, even though I am, by putting out a video on YouTube, I am contributing to social media because of how sensitive many, many people are feeling right now. Perhaps pulling back a bit from social media, if possible, would feel helpful and supportive for you. If you find yourself scrolling, what would it be like to be your own best mother and father and say, you know what, we're gonna put the phone away now. We're gonna close the computer so that your mind and eyes have an opportunity to rest. Let's take care of us. And as we are sleeping on Thursday night into Friday morning, we're going to have some nice support for sleep with the moon conjuncting Neptune. You might have some really interesting dreams. And the moon, as you wake up on Friday morning, will still be in Pisces at the final degree and just about to move into Aries, which should add, it might feel like, oh my gosh, I've been slogging through some stuff as we move into Friday morning. And then Friday at about 9 a.m., you feel like, oh, wow, okay, I have a little bit more energy than I have had. And because the moon will be in the sign of the beginning, conception, fire, catalyst, instigator. So that also feels like it can be really helpful as the moon moves into Aries. And it will be squaring Mars. However, I feel like because I guess invite yourself on Friday to, if there is some sort of big emotion or fury that arises or anger, give yourself some space around that. Maybe not the invitation, not permission to indulge it immediately. And as we land in Friday evening, the moon will still be in Aries. We'll have, I feel like we'll all the planets will be landing retrograde. So it's going to feel even less and less, to me, I'm hoping, super duper electrifying electricity. It's going to feel a little softer. That is my hope and wish. That as the week progresses, something starts to soften in terms of what feels like lightning bolts zapping you over and over and over. I wonder how this is landing with you and if it feels helpful. I'm giving it a try with the Facebook Live, whatever, this in YouTube Live. I will post links to this. Thank you all who are here watching. I appreciate you. And if you'd like to work with me, please, you may go to my website at natalielevinastrology.com. I do have appointments available this coming week, and I'm so grateful that you're all with me. Thank you. Thank you so much.